power for sure. I mean, the Electricity Act of 2003 did bring that sharply into the domain of well understood, well managed, and easy to try and make a commercial return on. The road sector, with the National Highway Authority of India being a independent regulator, putting together the rules of the game. Ports, which is essentially, the Indian maritime policies have been well understood. There are 12 major ports, and all others are minor ports who are free to do pretty much what they want, and concessions are given on that basis. And airports, which again is a sector that is the only one which is a little difficult. Main reason for airports being a little difficult is the fact that most airport projects in India are muddled up with a lot of real estate. There are a few others which we think are coming very, very close, which is waste management, irrigation. These are all big sectors where, and we haven't yet gone anywhere near the social infrastructure, which is, whether it's healthcare or education, where the demand is very, very large. I think infrastructure is clearly one of the spaces where it is important to have more players or more heads in the game, and have a smaller voice in a larger game. And that's the way we've been playing it. We've been taking minority positions. We're not trying to take control. We're taking minority positions in a lot of these projects. The other thing that's happening is as time passes by, and as more and more of these sectors get well understood, and there are sponsors who have successfully worked on some. I mean, somebody's built 5 roads. There's a learning experience base which makes them more efficient in building the 6th and the 7th and the 8th road. You build 2 ports, you're very good at building your 3rd port. You have a few power projects, you're actually much better at building your next one. So I think there is a learning curve. There is efficiencies because of that learning curve. So it's better to play with people with some kind of a proven track record rather than trying to go at it alone. The private equity story is a bit more confused because, one, I think we ended up with far too many players for the number of opportunities that we have, which technically fall within the ambit of what the world understands as private equity. I mean, I have lost count, but I've heard numbers which run as high as 400 players in the market. But I would think 150, 200 real players are definitely here. So we're talking about a large number of players. We're talking about a few hundred transactions a year. You start weeding that out, and you're probably left with about 100 real deals a year, and you have 150 players of meaningful size operating in the market. So it makes it very difficult to put together a consistent private equity investments story for the country for more than maybe 15, 20 funds. So I suspect there will be a lot of weeding out, as you put it, but more importantly, I think there will be a concentration of capital in fewer hands, which will be driven more by the LP community than by the GP community.